it once again.
Hey, Terry Green here from Terry Green TV. Hit the subscribe, hit the like button. So we're going to discuss something back on the sports topic today. We're going to talk about MLB and analytics. How is it changing free agency? So we're seeing a trend now. Two notable free agents right now, Harper, Machado. Neither of them have signed. In fact, a year ago we were talking about these guys being the first $500 million baseball players in baseball history. Well, what has changed that? Analytics. See, what you got to take into consideration now is two things. One, with the model of analytics and how baseball has transformed the whole game into analytics, instead of paying the price long-term 10-year contracts, let's face the fact, 10-year contracts, especially backloaded contracts and things of that nature, you're going to pay a player at least 5, if not more years of their unprimed years in those large contracts. Okay, so think about it now. I think Machado's 27. He has possibly 3 years, 2 years before he would be classified as his skill diminishing ages. We've seen him with Chris Davis here locally in Baltimore, 178 million, 180 million, somewhere in that range, and long-term 7-8 year deal. Hasn't lived up to it because of his declining skill age. So now what baseball is doing is they're refusing to pay these large contracts because of analytics. So what does analytics do? So think about this. Look at Tampa Bay Rays. They broke the mold last year. They won 90 games, okay, 90 games, and they only had legit 2 starting pitchers. The rest were middle relief, long relief, and then they would bring in 7th, 8th inning guys to finish up games for them. So that's all due to analytics. It's a huge number game. So what these managers, analytic guys, are really doing is they're running actual simulations. So number simulations. So lineups nowadays are literally computer-generated simulations to see what players would suit the offense this particular day, what pitchers are best against this particular team, and it's all passed down to the manager. Don't get me wrong, there's still some gut feeling that has to come with that job there, but nowadays they're taking the analytics so seriously. They're doing all these simulations and plugging these numbers in. Teams are winning. So what they now look for is guys that pop in the numbers game more so than the guy that's going to hit you 35 home runs with 100 RBIs, because of just the analytics and the defensive side of things. If your numbers versus hitting opposite field or against shifts, things like that, are not transferable, then you're not going to get as many of his bats. Chris Davis, again, guy can't hit a ball opposite field to save his life, so he's another guy that analytics kill. He hits a ball, it doesn't go out of the ballpark, guess what? It's an out. So again, analytics is changing the game so much. Guys will not get big contracts as we thought they were, like Machado and Harper. Don't get me wrong, 300 million is probably still there. I see more around the 240 range, but the reason why is because of their numbers versus analytics. Everybody. That's where I don't think football will ever go so deep and detailed in analytics, because it's just not worth it on the football end of things, because you got so much that goes into it. The game is so fluent, comparable to a lot of these other sports, number sports like baseball. But look at these big contracts are not being given out. Look how many free agents are still out there because of the analytics of the game. People are not willing to pay premium prices when your numbers versus analytics are not popping. So watch over the next few years. If baseball, which they should not do, by the way, changes the rules against defensive and defensive shifts, then you're going to start seeing a trend where more teams are not going to pay for premium players. What they're going to do is look for analytic guys that are going to run bases well, guys that's going to hit against shifts, guys that can hit opposite field, speed guys, bunt guys. Baseball's going back to a small root or a founding. Guys that can bunt and run the bases, guys. It's how it's going to go. And MLB may stop it because they like the long ball. Let's face it, long ball puts fans in the seats. So we'll have more on this topic coming up, and we'll also talk some more football, things of that nature, as we get closer to draft. But bottom line is, everybody's looking for analytic guys. Big contracts, just not out there if your numbers don't pop against analytics. Remember, hit the like, hit subscribe. I'm out. TGTV.